Welcome to a brand new vlog. It's currently Tuesday at about 7:30. To fill you in of what's been going on the past few days, I've been working on a lot of social media content and the back-end operations of the business, as well as getting 2 new people started on the Artist Blueprint program. So I think I'm going to show you some of my tactics this week of how I go about structuring people's programs and how you can implement it without my help. So this week on the cards, I'll actually be out my nans for the next few days, so be a bit of a different change of scenery, which is going to be nice. And then as well, I might even be going away this weekend because it's my friend's birthday and they're all going Birmingham, so I might go to that. So I can't wait to show you along another week. I think by the time this vlog goes live, we'll be in double digits on subscribers. It's so funny how I have other YouTube channels with over 5,000 subscribers, but the subscriber count on this channel seems to mean a lot more to me. I guess it's because people are really just following along the journey and it's not providing value in the atypical way of educational content. So, like I said, it's 7:30 now, and I have a task to do, which is to check over all the links in my bios across all my social media and make sure everything's set up correctly, looks aesthetic, and everything's on brand and translates across all the social media channels. So you'll probably stay perched up there for the rest of the evening. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm running late, so we'll catch up in a bit.
See you later.
So it's now Wednesday, and you would have seen I am running seriously late as I was meant to be at my nan's at 10:30 and it's 11:30. I still had a terrible workout. Honestly, I'm not catching much of a break at the minute with the gym and running and stuff like that. But seeing as I'm at my nan's and she lives right next to the coast, I'm going to go on a really nice coastal trail run tomorrow. So I'll make sure to bring the camera because some of the views are just like sick around that ways. Anyways, today on the agenda, I've got 3 calls. I've got a consultation for the Artist Blueprint, and I've also got a sales call for the Artist Blueprint, and then the Artist Blueprint's first member, Will, he's got his first proper structured lesson, so I've got to do some tweakings on the lesson plan as well for that. So a busy day of work, and I really need to decide by the end of the day as well if I'm going to go out this weekend or not. Part of me feels like I should, because I should live a little and do normal things, but then the other part of me is a bit stressed, I can't lie. I do feel pretty stressed today, and I don't want to be a killjoy to my friends' weekends if I can't switch off and just be a good friend, to be honest. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you balancing there and hope you don't fall, because that would be an expensive start to the week. So it's still all one-on-one, so it's not just like a generic kind of course or anything like that.
Can't see,
so if you tap
can't see, bro.
That one.
I can't see very well.
Hold on, I'll find it. Plus, and then brown. So we should try it now.
Oh, black, that's alright.
Yeah, it's a bit darker brown, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more like brown, more like black, isn't it? But that'll do. There.
Not much of a view, unfortunately. But welcome to Thursday. So it's now Monday, and to be honest, I haven't really picked up a camera at all for the past couple of days. The last time you would have seen me would have been Thursday evening. And just to run you through kind of what's been happening is, it's just been chaos, to be honest. Going out my nan's really kind of threw me out my routine as such, and I got a bit of work done, but you could never really focus to the extent I needed to while I was out there. Although it was nice, and you would have seen I got out for a trail run. Fortunately, the weather wasn't very good. You know, things just fell apart. Like the camera battery fell out. I forgot to take the tripod out there, so it was hard to set that up. So that was kind of Thursday, pretty much ruled out. And I had to rush back home as well, which I didn't want to do because I had to then look after my dog because she'd been shutting all day. So I was a bit of a ragdoll throughout the past few days. But then Friday, I finally managed to get a bit of work done, but I had a really important meeting about Serotonin Studio's future. So I wanted to make sure my brain was like firing on all cylinders for that. So I didn't maybe get as much done as I needed to. Saturday then, I ended up getting fully booked up with lessons. So that was a rule out for work. And I was like, finally, I've got Sunday where I can really crack on and get a lot of things done, because my to-do list was just stacking up since Wednesday, to be honest, with just unfinished tasks and open loops. And I thought, right, what I'm going to do on Sunday is I'm going to get out and I'm going to go for a run and get to the gym first thing in the morning. I'm going to get it out the way and just enjoy that, so then I have the rest of the day to work. And I woke up and I was exhausted. I was like, oh, don't feel good. Thought, right, well, I said I'm going to go for a run and to the gym. I did. And then you would have guessed it, I completely crashed and burned out. The rest of the day was a write-off. I managed to just about edit this vlog which you're watching, which I apologise is obviously a bit shorter than usual. It's about probably 7 minutes with this clip. And then I tried to work on some other content bits and my brain was just not there. I mean, I got my hair cut in the evening by my mum, who's a hairdresser, and I was just struggling to even combine sentences and make sense. My memory was all over the place. It's probably the worst I've ever been burnt out. Like, I had a really severe headache, like not just a bit of, oh, I'm tired, like a really painful headache in the middle. So yeah, good, not the best of weeks, and I guess that's reflected in how short this vlog is. But when I was editing this vlog, I realized at the beginning I said I would show you how I go about setting up people's programs for this new artist blueprint series that I'm doing for the one-on-one tutoring. So let me just run you through briefly how it kind of works and maybe how you can do this yourself and implement some of these techniques. So it starts with a consultation, which is a series of really in-depth questions to really pull apart that artist. These questions can vary into categories. So the way I've got it set up is mindset, goals, production, social media, and they're probably the main ones, as well as some other little bits interlinked. And then from that consultation, you can then answer all of these questions and just review them. If you don't feel comfortable reviewing your own data and your own answers and being able to self-assess your positives and your sort of weaknesses or bottlenecks, then a really good thing to do that would be like ChatGPT or any AI software like that. It's going to be able to review all of your questions and give you a detailed analysis of, you know, where you're at. And then, as I just mentioned, from all of that data, you would have your positives and your bottlenecks. Positives are things that you can just casually work on. They're not going to be a priority. And then the bottlenecks are the things that you need to improve on. And you can list these in order of priority as well, because some issues may be like really big issues, but they may not be actually a priority. And from there, it's just about creating the plan. Just getting to it, designing your own plan. This is obviously where a coach really comes in handy, because it's hard then to figure out how to structure it. That's the basics of how I build these programs out for people, and hopefully that was kind of helpful. So I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. I apologise that is a bit shorter and it probably wasn't as valuable as some of the previous ones I've done, nor aesthetic really. I mean, a lot of it was shot on an iPhone because I ran out of battery on my camera. But hopefully we'll be back with a banger next week. I'm gonna try and start thinking a bit more about the plans for these vlogs. Still keep them raw, authentic, and document the journey, but maybe pick like a big pain point and then design the vlog around there. So that being said, I'm gonna get this clip, put it in the Mac, and get this vlog all uploaded because it's going live, well, literally today. So I'm gonna leave you to it, and I will see you in the next vlog.